Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Stephanie. I'm a life and relationship coach. If you are a subscriber and you're part of the notification community, you guys, we have hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. That's such a huge milestone. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful and so thankful for all of you guys and all of your comments and love and support. So I just wanted to say thank you. We have hit this amazing milestone. So this week I want to talk about something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's the hope of your ex coming back. So if you are going through a breakup, if you are going through a divorce, if you've been discarded by someone who could possibly be narcissistic, no matter what the situation is, going through a breakup is not an easy thing to do. And there are many stages that you have to go through. It's definitely a roller coaster of emotions for sure. There's definitely a grieving process that we have to go through, but oftentimes there are people that will struggle with the thought of your ex coming back. So it's this hope that some people have of your ex returning, of your ex-partner realizing what they had and saying, you know what? I realize that you're the one and here I am. Or for maybe bad behavior that your ex had and them changing and becoming the person that you want them to be, or the person that they even maybe were in the beginning phase of your relationship if you're dealing with someone who's narcissistic. So this hope that we have of this person coming back into our lives, it keeps us stuck. And most people don't realize that replaying these stories over and over again, it keeps them stuck and really prevents them from moving on. Now, like a lot of topics I talk about on this channel, a lot of things in life are not black and white. And this is a topic that isn't black and white. Just because a relationship ends doesn't mean that you could possibly not get back together in the future. But the point of me making this is that you learn that when a relationship ends, to move on from that relationship in a healthy way, to possibly grow yourself, to allow that person to possibly grow. And if at any point in time in your lives you rekindle that flame and get back together, then that's absolutely amazing. You would have both learned and grown from your experiences to be the people that you probably needed to be in order to be together and have a healthy relationship. But what ends up happening is most people don't realize that. They just keep this hope alive within them. And there are a couple of steps, a couple of tips that I want to give you to really help you to understand how important it is to move on after a breakup or a relationship, and how this thought of this person coming back is really hurting you. Now, like I said, could you possibly get back together with this person? Absolutely. But as of right now, is it healthy for you to keep this feeling of hope and faith in this person changing, realizing that they had a great partner in you, giving you the things that you probably need in the relationship and that that person wasn't capable of giving? To live in this hope of this person changing or being something that they're currently not. It's such a stuck place to be, because you're basing your life, your happiness, the relationship that you really want on someone else. The truth of the matter is that no good relationship, no healthy relationship ends. So the only time a healthy, good relationship will end is, unfortunately, if someone passes away. So when we accept that this relationship that I was in, even though there might have been some good stuff, even though I see the potential that this person has, this person is not capable of being what you need at this time, or you're not what this person needs. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's just perhaps they're not ready for what you want, or they're sabotaging their relationship themselves because they have their own wounds that they're carrying around and they're projecting those wounds onto you. Accepting that no good relationship ends, I personally think, is a huge stepping stone towards real recovery, because you have to know exactly what you want in a relationship. And I say this all the time. If you don't know what you want, and I mean being very clear on the type of partner that you're looking to attract, that you need, if you're looking to be with someone long-term or possibly even for the rest of your life, if you don't know what it is that you need, the dynamic between the two of you, and it's not easy, no relationship is going to be easy all the time, but it should be very effortless. It should be easy in the sense, just like you and someone that you're really good friends with. The relationship just flows very naturally, right? And you both know how to talk to each other and communicate with each other, and you have a healthy relationship. You have an understanding and a respect for each other. That's what you want in a partner. And if that past relationship didn't give you that, and it obviously didn't because it ended, then you're lowering your standards on what it is that you truly want. So when you know exactly what you want, and you can be honest with yourself to say, is this person or was this person giving me what I need in a relationship? Is this person capable of giving me what I need in a relationship? And accepting that this person probably is not ever going to be able to give me what I want in a relationship. Perhaps, like I said, they have their own wounds, they have their own projections, they have their own stuff that they're carrying around with them that could possibly be sabotaging a lot of relationships, and the two of you are just not meant to be. I feel like a lot of this hope that people will have where they're replaying these stories over and over again. Well, maybe if they got their act together, well, maybe if they kind of, realize that I'm a great catch and that they had a good thing and someday they'll possibly come back and that we had such a great connection, and they replay these stories over and over again that keep them stuck in that hope feeling. And when you're stuck in that means that you lack confidence, you lack self-worth, you lack self-value, you lack true self-love. Because when you really love yourself, you accept people for who they are. You don't take offense and you're not attached to people that are not good for you. You know exactly what you need. It's just like if you want a healthy relationship, and I apologize, it is crazy windy outside my house right now, but if you want a healthy relationship, it's just like you owning a company and hiring for a job. You have to have a job description. You have to know what you need. And you have to be confident in, okay, I need this person in this company to help me in this way. It's no different with relationships. You have to know exactly what you need. And when you're not getting it from this person, like I said, if they're not equipped, if they're not capable, if they have their own stuff, whatever it is, that you don't stay attached to someone changing or possibly seeing that you're a catch. If someone doesn't know that you're a good person and you add value to a relationship and that you are a catch, you can't change that in a person. It takes so much work to change ourselves. The thought of possibly changing someone else, it's a never-ending battle that you're constantly going to lose because you have no control over someone else, their healing, their process, their journey, where they're at. You just don't know that. So we can love a person, we can have a connection with a person, but in order to determine whether or not someone is right for you to be in a relationship, that's a totally different thing. And I think sometimes people get so mixed up with, well, we have a great connection, well, we really love each other. We are friends, and there are certain things in the relationship that are really, really good, and that's amazing. But those things don't determine always longevity in a relationship. It doesn't determine whether or not you can verbally communicate with each other. It doesn't determine on whether or not someone uses emotional abusive tactics or possibly shut down when things get too difficult or too hard. So it's being with someone and finding a real healthy relationship long term. There's so many aspects of it. It's not just we have great sex, I'm really attracted to this person, they are my friend, I have good times with them. Those are all, factors, but what you really need in that relationship is that easiness of the relationship where it just flows naturally. It doesn't mean you don't hit bumps in the road. It just means when you hit those bumps, like I said, just like someone, a family member, a sister, a brother, a friend, whenever you hit those bumps with that person, you still know how to manage that bump and come back to, we respect each other, we love each other, we're gonna get through this disagreement, this argument, what have you. The only difference between your relationship with someone that you're best friends with and a partner is just the sexual attraction. That's really it. So you're basically trying to find your best friend and the person that you're obviously attracted to sexually. So when you go out there and you're dating, think about that person. Think about the person in your life that is an amazing friend to you. You have a great connection and friendship and understanding of each other and respect for each other that has allowed you to be friends for 20 years, for 10 years, for 5 years, whatever. The last thing is you have to stop replaying these stories. So I feel like oftentimes when a breakup happens, we tend to only remember the good times and we don't ever remember the bad times. We don't ever remember the things that frustrated us about being in this relationship, or that we felt like we weren't getting from this person that we really wanted. And we tend to only replay those hopeful, positive, good times. And that's amazing. We should always leave a relationship and remember the good times. But you also need to remember the things that were wrong in the relationship. And I think that that helps you to move on and to accept that this person wasn't right for you. You know, a lot of the times when a relationship ends, and I hate saying this, when there's nothing in sight, you know, it's been a few months, a few years, and you haven't met anyone, and you're not dating anyone, you're not excited about anyone, and you're just kind of stagnant, right? It can be very easy to go back to, well, that relationship was amazing, or that relationship had really good parts to it, and you start justifying, again, all that bad stuff, all that bad behavior, or all the things that you wish were really different in that past relationship. And that's when we start replaying these stories, keeping that hope alive, instead of allowing that relationship to pass and die and move on. Now, so when there's nothing in sight, it sometimes can keep us stuck. And again, we don't need to have a relationship in sight. We need to focus on what's going on inside of us that we feel this need to stay stuck in this past story and this past relationship with a person that's not right for us. Because remember, the stories that you're playing, and you have to catch yourself. This is going to be a test of mental toughness. This is going to be the thing that you need to do in order to, or you need to practice in order to really move on, is recognizing, okay, when am I replaying this story? When am I living in that hope feeling and not facing the reality of what that relationship actually was about? So whenever that hope starts to come up, you have to remind yourself of, okay, what is it that I want? What is it that I want? I want a healthy relationship. Okay, how does a healthy relationship, what should it look like? How should it feel? You know, what are the things in a partner that I really need that I didn't get from this last person? What were the reasons why this relationship had to end, whether I ended it or they ended it? And all relationships are different how they end. So when someone discards you, when someone betrays you, when someone cheats on you, those are very different situations than you possibly ending the relationship with someone. Doesn't mean that you ending the relationship is an easy thing to do, especially when you love someone. You don't want the relationship to end, but it's all different in terms of how we process this breakup and being discarded, someone betraying you, cheating on you, and you living in that hope of like, maybe they'll come back, maybe they'll recognize the mistake that they did. Again, both of them, it starts with you. You have to really love yourself to say, if someone cheats on me, betrays me, leaves me, abandons me, what have you, that has nothing to do with me, and I don't want anyone that would ever do that to me. Now, I know that that sentence can seem like the hardest thing in the world to say, especially when you're still in love with someone and you just found out that they're leaving you or that they cheated on you or whatever, right? That's a difficult thing to say, but your self-worth is determined by how you view yourself. And when you know your self-worth and you know your value, you know what you deserve, you're never going to be attached to relationships that are not good for you. So if someone wants to leave, as hard as it is, and as hard as there's a process now that you're gonna have to go through, there is grieving, there is anger, there's all these different things. It's not just saying every single day, okay, I'm gonna move on from this relationship and never think about it again. Absolutely not. But in the moments of feeling sad that the relationship is over, even if you're the one ending the relationship, in the moments of looking back and replaying those stories of, well, there were some good times, and starting to justify bad behavior or things that were going on in the relationship that you weren't happy about. When you start justifying it, just know that's you coming from lack. That's you letting your wounds dictate the fact that you're going to stay stuck in this space unless you learn to move on from this in a healthy way. And the only way you can move on from it in a healthy way is to know what you want, know what you deserve, and strive every single day to get closer to that. That's the person that you want to meet and attract into your life. You don't want to waste any time or energy on a relationship that is not good for you, not right for you, and life's short. And you deserve to be happy. So know what you want in a relationship. Know what you deserve. Work on those two things every single day, and consciously be aware of when you're playing that story over and over again, and realize that that story is hurting you from attracting the person that you really want into your life. So I hope that this has helped you guys. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Please leave me any questions. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. I will see you guys next week.